All right, boxing heads. Welcome back. Happy New Year 2022. What will it reveal? What will happen? What great exciting moments will come to us in this year when it comes to being a boxing fan and a fanatic? So, I just want to touch on this. Claressa Shields' fight has been moved to February 5th, which I think is 100,000% absolutely idiotic. Okay, January 29th would have been great because there's nothing going on. Joe Smith Jr. was January 15th. This weekend is a show box. Other than that, there was really no big fights in January other than Claressa Shields and Chris Eubank Jr. being on the same card. Now, the British Boxing Board or whoever moved that to February 5th. Okay, on February 5th, you're going to be competing with an ESPN Plus card. And you're going to be competing with Keith Thurman versus Mario Barrios. I already had put money away to pay the $30 for the Claressa Shields because you know she's with Sky Sports. So if anybody knows, you can find her pay-per-view online, her and Eubank Jr.'s. And I was looking like, you know what, I'm a broadcaster fight and everything. It's going to be fun. It's Claressa Shields' night. Y'all know I've criticized her before. Everybody's giving me a hard time. But now that she's back in the boxing ring, I want to see, okay, what can she do? That was her date. They talk about fairness with women and all this other stuff. 29th was her date. So if they couldn't have it in Britain, then the best thing would be to do is move it to America. If not, move it to a small arena in Britain. Maybe don't have as many people. But the pay-per-views is going to be great money between UK and the United States. But just canceling it and moving it to another date, I think, was the worst idea because it's just going to be harder for her to get that look she needed. On top of that, you're paying for the $30 pay-per-view. Whoever you go through on the internet to get it. And I just don't understand why they make these irrational decisions. And we're never going to get past this pandemic if everybody just keeps canceling, pushing back, canceling, pushing back, canceling, pushing back. It will never move forward. We've had diseases in this world way worse than COVID before we had all this technology and everything, and everybody had to keep moving forward. Stopping, shutting down, moving back is not helping anybody. But the pharmaceutical companies get rich and certain other people pushing narratives. But that's a whole other political argument. This was not by far a smart idea. And I think the viewership is going to hurt very badly or very drastically because of this move. Now, what some people will say is, okay, they can always move it again. And then we're going to get it turned into Teofimo Lopez versus Kambosos, where we're moving a fight around to where it may take so many months or so many days to get it done. Also, they moved the Jamel Charlo card versus Brian Castano for Undisputed. Another very stupid move. That's in the middle of March Madness. So you're like, when people do just because people have money don't mean they're the brightest. You have a niche group of boxing fans, but then you have a big group of boxing fans that are also just sports fans. And if you want the best crowds, if you want the best viewership, you got to know what the hell is going on at the same time as everything else. You're never going to see a boxing. It would never make sense for UFC to put on a fight the same night as a Super Bowl. You understand what I'm saying? It just doesn't make sense. You may be able to walk around it and say, oh, we're going to have a special night of fighting because we know the games are going on at this time. So if you had a Monday night fight or a Tuesday night fight, because you know it was March Madness and you know Thursday through Sunday is basketball, that's one thing. But I think it's stupid overall to even move it because it was just fine. Josh Taylor will fight earlier in that day. We all know that Glasgow and the United Kingdom is ahead of us. So then on the back end, we catch it late at night. Just like the day that Conor Ben fought. Later on that night, I watched Zerto Ramirez. There's been so many great fight dates where, or like Anthony Yard, he fought on one date and then later on that night somebody else fought. Like there's been so many times that there's been fights in the UK and then later on there was a fight in the United States and it's just been a great day of boxing. And they don't interfere with each other time-wise. But But just pushing it to another date, not knowing what's going on in other sports, and with all the crazy shutdown stuff that's going on, why even play that game? Just keep it on February 26th. That's perfect. Because it's going into March Madness. Everybody's getting ready for March Madness, and it's going to be February. It's cold up north. It's chilly down in Texas and in the southern states. And that's a perfect thing to do the late weekend of February. People are looking for all type of entertainment. Football season and the Super Bowl is over. So I don't understand who makes these decisions and moving these fights. And it's like they don't it's like the Gervonta Davis fight. Like they moved it to a Sunday night and it didn't do too well. Sometimes you got to just stick it out and move forward. We've done well in society. I'm talking about United States, UK, all the countries that are for the most part democracy. You've done well by pushing forward and doing things that make sense. Rescheduling, moving and as we've seen from Kambosos Lopez, sometimes that just makes the situation worse and more of a cluster. And I wish they would stop this foolishness. Claressa Shields would have been best fighting on the 29th, and in late February would have been the best for Charlo Castano. If they move it to mid-March, I guarantee you it won't get the look that it would have gotten late February. I'm out.